When you think of the word superhero, often the first characters to come to mind are DC or Marvel icons. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Spider-Man, the Hulk, Wolverine, you name it. Typically, your classic North American Cape Crusaders are superpowered individuals that have resonated with audiences internationally for years. That being said, while the mainstream superhero genre may have arguably been birthed in North America, or at least defined, other places across the globe have their own superheroes that readers of the two main comic giants may not be overly familiar with, and those heroes are pretty darn awesome in their own respects. So today we're looking to the east and counting down the top 10 Japanese superheroes. Starting us off in at number 10, Astro Boy. Astro Boy was first introduced as a manga series in 1952, also known as Mighty Atom. The title character was an android with human emotions whose creator made him after his real son had passed away. In the original manga run, he's then sold to the circus, but later saved by a professor who takes him in as a surrogate son and builds him a robot family. Aww. He's got the innocence of a child, a heart of gold, a genius-level intellect, and a slew of advanced robotic weaponry, all which gave him a wide variety of powers, including flight, superhuman strength, the ability to shoot energy beams, projectiles, fire electric shocks, use thermal powers, project images, and he even had a butt machine gun. Guess that's one way to make use of a butt when you're a robot who doesn't have to poop. The story was eventually adapted into an anime, and even a CGI film. It was one of the first series that embraced mass merchandising too, generating over $3 billion in sales by 2004, which made it one of the highest grossing manga anime franchises of all time. Up next, number 9, Science Ninja Team GATCHAMAN. This one is an animated franchise following the story of a 5-member superhero team which came into the world in 1972 in the form of an anime series. It's known for its exploration of environmentalist themes, including conservation and the responsible use of technology for progress. The 5 superheroes are ninjas employed by a fictional science organization that take on a terrorist organization who are trying to control Earth's natural resources. Most of the episodes consist of the team fighting giant monsters sent out by the terrorists with the goal of stealing resources like water, oil, uranium, you name it. The members of the team consist of Ken the Eagle, Joe the Condor, Jun the Swan, Jinpai the Swallow, and Ryu the Owl. They are mainly in their late teens and use a pretty violent version of martial arts developed by one of their mentees. Also, fun fact, the Teen Titans film Trouble in Tokyo actually makes a bunch of references to the characters on this team, which is pretty neat. Up next, number 8, MEGALOMAN. MEGALOMAN is the star of the TV series of the same name, known for being a mix of a Sentai series and the Kyodai hero genre, the latter being a subgenre in the tokusatsu that involves heroes or robots having the ability to grow to immense heights in order to fight against giant monsters and creatures. So what's the premise behind this character? MEGALOMAN, whose secret identity is a boy named Takashi, escapes to Earth with his mother after their home planet is invaded. When the same force attacks Earth, Takashi's mother gives him the Megalon bracelets, which allows him to transform into Megaloman to protect the planet. He's joined by his martial arts school pals too after they discover his secret, and Takashi's mom hooks them up with their own Megalon bracelets too. In at number 7, Honey Kisaragi. Honey is a 16-year-old girl who discovers that she is actually a super android. Also known as Cutie Honey, the character first appeared in Weekly Shonen Champion's 41st issue back in 1973. She's an android named Honey Kisaragi who transforms into the busty hero Cutie Honey, who fights bad guys. She's mischievous, teases her friends, and mocks her enemies, and has gone through a slew of different adaptations over the years, including several live-action ones. She's also been parodied a whole lot, as you can probably imagine. And at number 6, Inazawa-man. Inazawa-man is a show that follows the Sangi Man, whose secret identity is a college kid named Goro Watari. He's a mutant who had a pretty rough childhood, having lost his mother when he was very young. He ends up becoming a hero when the Neo-Human Empire Phantom Army attacks humanity with its phantom soldiers and mutant robots. Yeah. In order to activate his powers, he strikes a henshin pose in which he crosses his arms in front of his chest. This summons a mighty power that wraps him in a blue cocoon, revealing him as the monster Tsunagi Man that looks like a brown larva mutant. He absorbs kinetic energy, and then uses that energy against his foes by crossing his fists in front of his chest and shouting a phrase. And at number 5, Kamen Riders. There's a whole lot of Kamen Riders. 128 to be exact, as of the recording of this video. So, who are they? Well, generally the riders are motorcycle riding heroes who all don an insect motif. Originating in 1971, the story followed a college kid named Takashi who was on a journey to defeat the Shocker organization. Takashi, the first of the riders, resembled a grasshopper and has been described as a transformed human. Now, the TV show, the actor and stuntman who played Takashi broke both of his legs when he was thrown off of his motorcycle for a stunt, and another transformed human character was introduced into the show because of it. Now, there has been 30 Kamen Rider shows to date. which is a lot. And at number 4, AKIRA. AKIRA is a manga series that originally appeared in Young magazine between 1982 and 1990. The story takes place in a post-apocalyptic future in Neo-Tokyo, and follows the narratives of multiple characters: a teenage biker gang leader, a political activist, and Neo-Tokyo's military leader. The latter who is trying to stop the biker gang leader's friend Tetsu, who has telekinetic abilities. But the thing is, those abilities are really unstable, especially when another mysterious individual named Akira with similar psychic abilities shows up. Akira has godlike psychic powers, and he's solely responsible for the destruction of Neo-Tokyo and the beginning of World War III. After the war, he was stored in cryogenics and was eventually awoken by Tetsu. He's an empty shell of a character, with his powers having overwhelmed his humanity. The manga was republished in North America by Marvel under their Epic Comics imprint. Moving on to number 3, we have ULTRAMAN. ULTRAMAN is a major pop culture phenomenon in Japan. The premise of his story is that when Earth is threatened by aliens and monsters, the Science Patrol, a special anti-monster defense agency, is called upon. Now, during one mission when the Science Patrol's technology fails them, one of their members named Hayate transforms into a giant alien, aka ULTRAMAN. No one knows that ULTRAMAN's secret identity is Hayate, and as ULTRAMAN he had 3 different variations of his suit, all of which are pretty iconic. Now, funny enough, ULTRAMAN wasn't the character's initial intended name. He was supposed to be called Bemler, and was meant to be an intergalactic reptilian creature that would enlarge itself to 164 feet in order to save the day. Instead, they went with ULTRAMAN, whose origin describes him as an alien hailing from Nebula M78. Bemler became Bemular, a monster that ULTRAMAN was chasing when he accidentally collided with Hayate, so he merged their bodies together because otherwise he would have killed him. The science fiction show featuring the character ran for a total of 39 episodes between July 1966 and April 1967. In our number 2 spot, Sailor Moon. The popularity of the Sailor Moon franchise is undeniable. Uzuki, or known as Serena in the English version, she was first introduced in the Sailor Moon manga as a carefree schoolgirl who could transform into the leader of the Sailor Soldiers. Later on, she would find out that in contrast to her belief of being a normal girl, she was actually the reincarnation of the Princess of the Moon Kingdom. Her story starts out when she meets Luna, a magical cat who is searching for the missing Moon Princess. Luna tells her that she is destined to save Earth from evil forces, and gives her a brooch that allows her to transform into Sailor Moon. From there, Uzuki builds her team of Sailor Soldiers. Throughout the anime, which became an international hit, we see Uzuki go from being a normal, underachieving teenager in Tokyo, who is accident-prone and a bit of a crybaby, to a more mature warrior, who, despite being carefree, is also strategic, calculated, and brave in battle. And finally, in our number 1 spot, Super Sentai. Super Sentai are likely the most familiar heroes to the North American public. That's because they're the basis of our Power Rangers. Super Sentai is the source material for Power Rangers, with the Rangers being adapted from their stories. Created by the Toei Company and Bandai, Super Sentai are a fighting squadron that originates as a television show, and similar to the Power Rangers, has had a ton of iterations and individual themed series over the years. From 1975 to present day, there has been over 40 series, with the one in 1992 being the series that was later adapted into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in North America, and started that franchise. The Super Sentai would use wrist or handheld devices to transform into heroes and gain powers, and even got color-coded uniforms, unique weapons, and special fighting skills, all in order to fight evil threatening Earth. Each episode would consist of the team fighting off an enemy and their army, and defeating a monster of the week, who at the end of the episode would transform into a giant version of itself. They would fight it off by amalgamating into their mecha. Wonder why that sounds familiar. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these heroes on our list are your favorites? Give us a shout in those comments below. If you dug this video, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more superhero lists, theory videos, and even a few versus matchups. In the meantime though, thanks for watching everybody. I'll catch you all in the next video.